Hello, welcome to another day of December. Today is the 10th of December. We're doing an altered pocket and textured fragments. So here I'm going through my journal. I do have my pages just loose in an elastic. So this is the page I have chosen to use today for this prompt. So I decided to use a jean pocket off a pair of jeans and I would alter it a little bit here. So I have found this piece of embroidered eyelet kind of trim lace, whatever you want to call it. So I decided I wanted to use that. So I go looking for some embroidery thread. And I did find some that matched really well, so I was quite pleased with that. So here I am getting my needle and thread, and I decided I would like to attach that piece of eyelet embroidered trim to the pocket with a little bit of stitching. Now, I am not an embroiderer. I don't have all the fancy stitches, but I can do a running stitch up and down. So that is what I decided to do here. So I'm just measuring out how much I need, which is way more than what I need, but anyway. So you'll see me thread the needle. I did edit out. It took me a few tries to get that through. But anyway, I get the needle threaded, and then we are going to just start stitching the piece of lace fabric onto the jean pocket. So this is one way of altering the pocket, I thought. So yeah, so you'll see me just do a running stitch of that. I edit some of it out because once you've seen it a couple times, you know. And here we go. I really am enjoying December this year. I have found that just creating with my phone, filming, and then doing a voiceover has taken a lot of the pressure off for me. So I am late posting this, but I just didn't have time to post it yesterday, but I did do it prior to the day. I do find that helps me over the weekend to kind of catch up to the prompts, and then I have them available and ready to go. So I hope you have a chance to play along. This is hosted by Louise Heinzel and 49 Dragonflies, and they have an information page with everything you would need to know. So here I am just finishing off the stitching of that little flip that I've made on my jean pocket and tying it off the knots. I really like playing along with ephemera because it kind of gets you to think out of the box to create things for your journals. And then you also have like an idea book after to look through when you're kind of stuck or your mojo isn't great, of something that you can create. So here I decided to use a washi sticker on fabric. I've never done that before myself, so it was new to me, and I felt like I was altering the pocket again. I did cut around a lot of the white off the flower prior to sticking it down, and then I just kind of really burnished it with my bone folder, and I didn't feel like any other adhesive was necessary. I didn't feel like it was going anywhere, and it didn't lift up for me on the fabric, so I was quite pleased with that. And I thought the flower color, I was kind of going with a color thing. It really matched, so I really was pleased with this. So I keep auditioning lace, as you will see throughout the video. I do not wind up putting any lace on the pocket. I decided I liked the look of the embroidery, so I left it as such. But from now and then, you'll see me bring the lace back in, as I do here, and I keep trying to figure out if I want to add it. But I did not, and I'm pleased with that decision. So here I just take a gold Sharpie. I thought, well, I'm going to trace around the flower, get rid of, like, just tone down some of that white a little bit. And then here I make a boo-boo. You will see. I do some mark making, which I don't mind under the flap, but I then go and write the word bloom, and I do not like it. You can't hardly see it. It doesn't stand out. I felt like I wrecked my whole project here, but there's always a fix. So I just took another piece of the denim and I cut a little piece of the seam, and I just glued it down over top of the word. And you know what? I really like the addition of the texture of that. And we are doing textured fragments as well. So for me today, I decided to do the pocket, and then I did a different ephemera piece for the textured fabric. Oh, sorry, textured pieces. So I guess you could say the embroidery though is textured as well as the denim added here. But my main textured piece comes, well, using the fragments comes in after the pocket is done. I make a card to go in the pocket. So here I just thought, well, I'm going to try just printing the word bloom with my white gel pen. And it actually worked out really well. I was quite pleased that it worked on the fabric. I do go over it a couple times just to get the white to be a little bit more bright, but I was quite pleased with how this turned out in the end. And I just added a little bit more of the mark making with the pens just to give it a little bit of a razzle dazzle when you lift up the embroidered flip there. So here I'm auditioning some packaging that I had to make a tag to go into that pocket. You'll see me kind of showcasing or auditioning different pieces to put on this. In the end, I do go with this gold paper that I had. It was like, I used it to cover my desk when I was doing some mixed media, and it had the spray on it from my gold and different oxide inks. So I was quite pleased with how that turned out as well, just to kind of cover up the tag and make a journaling spot on the back of it. So in the end, I do wind up cutting the flap off there. I thought maybe I could keep it, but then I decided I didn't like it. So I just covered the back and wrapped it around to the front. And here you can see where I cut that piece of packaging off. And I'm really with this year's Ephemera, I really went with like more of a junk journal feel. I didn't use any digitals in my journal. I haven't used any digitals yet. Not to say that I won't, but I'm trying to use junk in each of the prompts, like packaging or like spray paper that you have that you use to catch the overspray. So that's just a little challenge I've done for myself here as well. And so far, I've been succeeding. Now, that's not to say I'll do that in every prompt, but that is my goal here. And I just use glue stick here to adhere it. So I then just trimmed around the overhang of the paper off, and I decided I wanted to incorporate a little bit more of that embroidery thread into this tag, and you will see that I do that as well. But first I take some corrugated cardboard that I have, I don't know if it's white gesso or white acrylic paint on it. I just peel off the top layer of the cardboard so it's not so bulky, and I try to, I put it down with my art glitter glue because it needed to have a little bit more of a hold. But I do lift it in a moment, you will see, and I add a piece of doily under it. I like the look of the rustic cardboard and then the dainty doily under it. I just think the texture, it really added a lot of texture. Let's put it that way. So then I just continued to collage my tag with different pieces that I had laying on my desk, which you can see is a total mess, but yeah, until I was pleased with the outcome. So I went into my junk journal studio book that I have a lot of her digitals cut out, and I went with this beautiful rose as the focal point for this journaling card. Again, tying in with the color of that dark burgundy. And I just adhere it down with some glue stick. And I do love, in the end, the dimension of this tag. I think it's so cool, and I'm so happy to have it in my idea book, because sometimes you forget things that we do, and then, it'll be nice to look back on and remember that, oh yeah, I like adding texture to my tags. It just really adds so many different levels of interest. Now, when I started this prompt, or when I thought about it, I kind of thought I would do more like texture, like with texture paste and stencils, but I'm quite pleased with how I used just paper and things that were laying on my desk to create the texture. Now, I do go in here with some oxide sprays. I just use it to do some splatters, and I don't like how it turned out. Like, I thought I actually wrecked the piece here. I went with the green from the floral, and then I went with like I thought was more of a darker burgundy, but to me it looked more of a bright red. So I wasn't real happy with how this looked, but I just kept working with it. And you'll see in a bit how it turns out in the end. So I thought, well, I'll add some stamping. That's another layer of texture, to maybe tone down or distract from the splatters that I had made. Now in the end, I don't hate the splatters. So here I bring in that embroidery thread again, and I just do a stitch all the way around the top and side of the tag. And I love this element, how it turned out. So you don't have to be an expert in sewing or anything. You just go with it. And I really like the level of texture this added to my tag. And I apologize here, went off screen a little bit, but then I just end it there on the bottom around the corner. And then I do go in and add a little like X at the bottom corner where there was no stitching. So here you can see I'm deciding what to do for the top of the tag. I knew I wanted a paper ruffle on here. I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just cover that hole and staple it there. But then I changed my mind and I thought, well, no, I'm going to add some embroidery thread through the hole just to tie it all in. I just thought it looked better. And I take that piece of scrap paper that I pleated, and I wind up using my rusty staples, and I do attach it to the side of the tag. And I really like how that toned down those splatters. It kind of filled that space there in the top left corner, and then to me the tag seemed more cohesive, more balanced. I really, really liked it. I do decide to cover the staples in the back just so they wouldn't catch on the jean pocket going in and out with another piece of the top layer of that corrugated cardboard. So then I just do a little bit more mark making here. I come in with the black Sharpie, pardon me, and I just do some faux stitching around the corner where there was no embroidery thread. And I think I bring in my gold pen here and I just add a little bit more stars and dots and just to add another level. I was going to use gold splatters here, but I got lazy. Sorry. Sorry, Barbara. Sorry, Louisa. So here I bring in my label maker that raises the words. And I thought, well, that's a good thing to use here again to add a little bit more texture. And even though it's a sticker, I do wind up peeling off the back, and I do glue it down just to make sure that it's really going to stick. And there we go. I was quite pleased with how this turned out. And I love how the burgundy translates from the jean pocket up into the textured fragments of the tag. So I just decided to glue it down on my page using some Fabri-Tac just to make sure it sticks. And here I kind of put glue all the way around, forgetting that I was going to have a little bit of an overhang for on the page because the jean pocket was quite big, but I didn't mind that. Like, it to me is just like a little tab. And maybe in one of the other challenges I can add a dangle or something to it. But so here you see me go in and just wipe that glue off. I was really pleased with how this challenge turned out. And I just went around the word with some gold gel pen and added a little bit of blobs on the corner to make it look a little bit more messy. So I tried with the white, but it didn't work there. So but I was pleased with the end result. And that was my piece that I made for today's challenge. I hope you guys get a chance to play along. Thanks so much for watching. You'll see me now just put it in my journal here. I am putting my prompts in order, which I like that I can do that so I can remember. So thanks everyone for watching today. Have a great day. Hope you get to play along. Bye now.